add with different signs. Example 1. Han is undergoing chemotherapy for his cancer. His doctor is concerned about his weight loss and has required that Han start supplementing his diet with specialized nutritional shakes to help him gain weight. Before treatment, Han's weight was 205 pounds. During treatment, his weight dropped by 38 pounds. What is Han's current weight before starting a diet with nutritional shakes? So let's go ahead and solve. So we would start off with this 205 pounds. And then we would need to go ahead and subtract, because he lost weight, by 38, right? So we'd go 38 right below, and we would just start to subtract. So 5 minus 8, we need to go ahead and borrow. We can't borrow from the zeros. We'd have to go all the way to the 100 spot. This becomes a 1. Now this 10, now we can borrow from here, so that becomes a 9. And now we have a whole 15, because we took a whole 10. So 10 plus 5, that's 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. Now 9 minus 3 is 6. And then we just drop the 1 below. And so we have 167 pounds for his current weight. Now let's go ahead and look at the next example. So example 2, we're going to solve for the following. We have -3 plus 6. So -3 means we're subtracting from the 6. So another way is, if we were to rewrite this, right, we could do that. Because we have positive 6 plus -3. What would that be? So 6 then really just is equal to 6 minus 3. So that would be 3. Or another way to think about it is if we have a number line. So we start out at this -3. Then we need to, right, we start there, and then we need to add 6. So we would go 1, 2, right, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get all the way to this 3. Which is indicated also here. Now, let's go ahead and look at the next example. So, example 3, solve for the following. We have 2 plus -4. So, we start at 2, and then we're going to go down -4, right? Because we have this is negative. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And where do we end up? We end up at -2. Now, let's go ahead and look at the next example. So example 4, 2 negatives next to each other become a positive. So let's indicate this with the next example. So solve for the following. We have -8 minus -3. Well, these two negative signs are next to each other, so that becomes a positive. So we really have -8 plus 3. That's really what we're solving for. So if we were to go -8 plus 3, we would get to -5. And so another way we could have done this in our heads is we can take away, to put the sign over here, we have like, say, +8, but -3, right? That would equal 5. But because the larger number is negative, we would take the sign of the larger number. So that's just another way of reversing it, but taking the sign of the larger number, right? So that would be -8, which gets us to -5. So this is a kind of a trick we could use. Now let's go ahead and look at the last example. Example 5. Kira's weight is 125 pounds. She started a new medication that caused her to lose 3 pounds. What is Kira's current weight? So we have 125 pounds, right? That's the starting. And then losing 3 pounds. So that means -3. So 125 minus 3, so just the 5 minus 3, so that would be 100 then on 22. Right, so we get it down to 122 pounds for the current weight.